A few days ago, I was talking to at Rizzy Pro on Instagram, and he was asking me he wants to export a video. So, what format should he use? What's the best format? How can he get the best quality and all? We'll talk about that in this video. And the second thing we'll be talking about in this video is adding a logo to a video, maybe from the intro or something. But I guess the logo is probably a JPEG picture, and he wants to remove the background from the picture so he can use it as a PNG with a transparent background on the video. So he wants me to show him how to remove a background from a logo. But most of the time, the best thing to do is to get the ideal PNG logo from the organization or the company or individual you're working for. In case the personal project, you need to have your logo in a PNG format. But let's get straight to it. So I will show you what you can do in situations like this. So we start from the logo, then we go to exporting. This is your project and you want to put a logo on the screen here to overlay this. Let's just say this is the intro and you want to put a logo, and you have the logo in a JPEG format. You want to remove the background. Just so you know what I'm talking about, let me import the logo, a sample logo. I'll be using my own logo for copyright sake and all. So let's take this, bring it here. The logo is in here. Let's say this is the logo. This yellow border around this logo is not cool and it's not really good for your project, except that is the way the logo is. Let me go back now and do something about it. So now what I want to do is I want to remove this yellow background from this logo and leave this hybrid radio alone only. The next thing to do is go back into my logo. I click. I'll open my logo in Photoshop. I'll open in Photoshop. This is the logo. I want to remove this yellow background. This is Photoshop. In case you don't use Photoshop before, you can just Google and download a free version of Photoshop which you can use for 30 days or thereabout, or you can just get the licensed version. What you need to do is come over here and pick this magic wand tool. You can also press W. My tolerance is on 100 because we want to remove the whole yellow background. We don't want to leave any spill or whatsoever. Then you pick this new selection and you pick add to selection. This now is picking the whole yellow surrounding the whole image. You can see it's adding it to my selection. Then I'm picking the yellow in between, in the middle of the D now. As you can see, it has also added that to my selection. Then the O, then we come up here. Just so you can see clearly, then you can just zoom your image. You can do that by clicking, picking the zoom tool here, or you can just do that with Ctrl Plus, and you can zoom out with Ctrl Plus. You can zoom in with Ctrl Minus. Then you want to pick this, then this, then this. As I said earlier on, the best thing to do is to get the PNG logo from whomever you're working for. So then you press delete or backspace. You can see almost all our yellow spill is gone. But because the letterings are so close to each other, we cannot really pick everything. But this will still work fine. Let's deselect all this. Okay. Let's just see what we can do with this. Then you save. You can save as a new file, or you can overwrite whatever it's there before. So I'll just overwrite Command S. Or you can come to File, then come to Save As, then pick the image you want to overwrite. This is it. I'm overwriting this. Then PNG format. Then you save, replace. I think this is fair enough. We have 99% of our background gone now. You want to come back here and see what's happening with this. It has not reflected here. Okay, it has. So as you can see now, this logo doesn't have any background any longer. So as I said earlier on, this might not be the best way to go about this. I'm just trying to show you what you can do at times like this, and we can still refine this, still clean out the edges, still do one or two things to it. But for the sake of time, I think we should just leave this at this. That is how you remove the background from any logo. The next thing we'll be looking into is the best settings for your exports. This is not the only way to export, but I feel this is the best settings for high quality video. So let's go into that. Alright, so let's say this is our timeline and we have everything we want to do, we have it done. Let me get rid of this so it doesn't slow down my edit. So let's say this is our timeline and we have everything we need. Let's just play back. The only thing now left for us to do is export. So the settings you want to go with and you want to use, make sure you have everything you need intact before you export the video. Press Command or Control M on the keyboard, or just come to File, then Export, then you come to Media. As you can see, this is Command M here. So Media. You can pick Match Sequence Settings. That will help you match the video to your sequence settings, your timeline and all. But to me, sometimes you might just want another setting or format or preset. This is the best export option, the best format for your exports, H.264. That is what I use 99% of the time when exporting, except I'm exporting only audio. Then that is that, H.264. You pick this, leave the preset on custom, except you still want to do something here. So this is where you now pick your option. Most of the time I export high quality videos, so you can just go with high quality 1080p HD, or you want to go with 4K, or if you want to go lower than 1080p, that is 720p. But most of the time I just leave it on custom because I shoot most of my videos 4K, except I'm shooting slow-mo, I shoot at 1080p. So for my timeline is 1080p automatically. You can see that here sequence. My sequence is 1080p. So automatically that is in check. Then you can rename if you want output name. Then you just say hybrid test blah blah blah. Then video format is MP4 of course. So let's just save. You can see hybrid test format H.264. You check here source sequence 1920 1080p 23.976 frames per second. Audio quality is high, your bitrate, everything. Okay, this is audio. One more thing you want to look into is your video settings, basic video settings. The width and the height is 1080p of course. Frame rates, check. Few other check. Aspect ratio, check. Render at maximum depth. Render at maximum depth. I click this most of the time. Use maximum render quality. The last thing you need to check is your target bitrate. Most of the time, anything from 10 works. It will give you a very very good video. But I want you to observe something. When I'm exporting at target bitrate, when my target bitrate is 10, see the estimated file size, that is 71 MB. But when I go all the way up to 25, which I feel is the ideal target bitrate for my own videos, because I like to retain a lot of quality. So this gives me an estimated file size of 175 MB. You can see the difference, over almost 100 MB. I would advise you to export this way. You can either export, if you have Adobe Media Encoder, you just queue this, it takes your export to what is it called, to Adobe Media Encoder, then you can export from there and do something else in your Premiere Pro, or you can export from Premiere Pro. It exports immediately from Premiere Pro, but you won't be able to use your Premiere. We press export and we are done with exporting. It will load. Let me just show you. Encoding. You see this, it will encode the audio, then it will render out the video. Let's say it's 100% for the sake of time, because it's a very large project. Basically, that is everything there is to know about exporting in Premiere Pro and how you can make a logo transparent, how you can remove your background from a logo. As I said earlier on, the best thing is to get the original logo, and if it is your personal project, what you need to do is reach out to your graphic designer to give you your logo without a background, a transparent logo, give you a PNG format. Like this video if you find it helpful, share the link with friends and family. See you guys next time. Once again, I'm Radio.